listen to this. I actually read this. Let me see because I wanted to tell you. Okay, this has heat with me, just so you know. The 30th annual Don Dankaku show sold out weeks in advance. This is Japan, with 4,489 paid, which is a big positive for Sonata and Takahashi as headliners. The big surprise was after the win. Are you ready for this, Glenn?
Yeah.
Just five guys: Sonata, Duki, Yoshinobu, Kanemaru, and Michinoku and Taichi. They're referring to themselves as just five guys. What do you think about that?
Complete
Is that
copyright
heat?
infringement. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
copyright
All right.
infringement.
I just want to make
Merchandise
sure.
bonanza.
Yeah. Next is
Yeah.
from Isidro Ramirez. Subject is follow up to jail question. First off, Disco, you're supposed to use my alias Bill Ding. Thank you for saying my government, and thank you for all you can eat strawberry whipped cream hand jobs you can now get at the back of Sapphires. Nothing.
Played with it.
He
That's a
spelled
misspelling.
Sapphires wrong, so we're gonna get him. Yeah, we're gonna give him
Yeah.
a week suspension.
I don't want to
Quick,
off though because he was in jail.
But I
yeah, quick commentary to Joe. Marvel movies, reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, etc. Basketball and football were popular. This guy writes terribly too. Roman Reigns is perceived as definitely larger than life star.
he's
I
the
would,
guy that
do you
he's
think
the
he's
guy that
still writing? Do you think he's writing while he's incarcerated or no?
yeah he's the guy that we asked last week to let us know what else was over in jail. That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's
oh,
he's
I was
Oh,
answering.
not
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was not listening inside the pen, but I definitely miss hearing Conan's kazoo. Hughie Durbin slander and the infamous Who. At Feeney's collection of random jobber guests on Wang Bam and Chang's and the Hambone shows, I don't. I agree with not over 21 males, but geeks and nerds watching. But the lack of any inciting storylines, opening up the second largest promotion show on a national network, is a disappointing sight to see for the lifelong fan who may never see a period as hot as the Attitude Era, when everyone and their mother was crotch chopping, giving the middle finger, and doing the Wolfpack sign at school and in public. Could just be indicative signs of these next couple of generations to come. Shaking my head.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Okay, this guy didn't have it. Yeah, we're gonna suspend him for the Sapphire misspelling and for not having a question in the email.
Bro, did you hear that in WWE now? I don't want this to happen, but they might add a third hour to SmackDown, which I
Yeah,
would not like. But
right.
they're also saying that I think the third hour of Raw or
Mm-hmm.
maybe that third
Oh,
hour
might
of
be more
SmackDown.
mature.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Interesting.
Next is from Jeff S. Subject is AEW CM Punk in the dirt sheets. So here's what I'm wondering. Whatever else he may be, CM Punk is still an employee of AEW. He clearly detests seeing his name used by certain Weasley liars. It sets him off, repeatedly, predictably, and with consequences to AEW's business and their booking. So why isn't AEW so much as whispered a threat to do something about it, to find the source of the leaks, to punish anyone found out to be leaking, to cut off reporters who print the leaks? My theory, the person who's responsible for most leaks is Tony Khan. Maybe it's because he can't stop himself from bragging about the new Barbie dream house his father bought him, or maybe it's because he mistakes himself for being some master manipulator pulling strings behind the scenes. Um, in either case, Tony Khan is the guy who keeps shooting CM Punk in the.
I don't believe that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, I don't believe that at all.
I don't
Bro,
know. I don't know what's going on here.
bro.
So,
Let me just tell you, he's not gonna want his company to be seen in a negative light. You
Yeah.
know,
right.
So why would Why would he make anyone in his company look bad? I don't believe that's his mo. From what little I know of him, I would say no. And what Barbie dream house are you talking about? Elaborate.
So
Do you know
like
about this?
no,
No
like
idea.
AEW is his big toy
Oh,
house.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know.
I don't
All
know.
right.
But yeah, I mean, I would assume, and pretty much it would be confirmed that Tony does talk to Dave. But I think if he has secrets, he can hold them easily. We saw that in Ariel Helwani interview. He's not just going to dump info he doesn't want to give out. You know.
Next is from Chris Cavalier. The subject is question. Hey now, question for Conan at Disco.
Hey now.
What is the biggest regret in your career that you wish you could get in a DeLorean and go back in time to change? And who was the one guy in the busy you just couldn't stand as a human being, just rubbed you wrong? Thanks, and that's from Big KV Cool Cav Manning.
Cav
Oh,
Manning.
this is from Cav.
Cav's in the Discord.
Yeah. Oh, is he really?
Maybe I shouldn't be saying that.
I don't get the. Since I got my new phone, I've been kind of out of the loop on the Discord. So,
Yeah.
I'm doing this podcast coming up soon too.
Cav?
Yeah, Cav. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like Cav.
Biggest regret? I don't know. Maybe not going to New York when they change over, but it really wasn't. I was making good money to do nothing, so it's not. I don't know if I would. Maybe it's a regret that I didn't go to WWE, but it's not something at the time I would have done any different. Probably. And I liked everybody in the bit. I didn't. There was nobody that just rubbed me the wrong way that I hated or anything. Kind of, you had to work with these people. So, you got any comments, Conan?
Well, the only regrets I had is I was too hot-headed, impulsive when I was young, and probably one of the biggest regrets is probably that I didn't push harder with Eric, because when I was going to do a deal with Rap A Lot Records, and if you know about rap music, that's headed by Jay Prince, and everybody in the hip hop knows who that is. He offered me a record deal, and Bischoff wouldn't sign off on it because we were working with Tommy Boy. Plus, I had mega heat with him, and I knew it was a no-win, and I should have fought that more. And as far as guys, we all have guys that we can't stand, right? Like for a long time, me and Vampiro couldn't stand each other. Now we're cool. I remember when I first went to Stampede. Do you remember this guy called Steve DeSalvo? Glenn?
Yes,
I remember the name.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he was a jerk back then. But yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Next is from Rain or Shine. The subject is damage control. There are a lot of smarks to comment on Bailey's ass, or sometimes Alexa Bliss, and I'm banned from commenting on this Facebook group because I said on a post that I think Dakota Kai is a nicer ass than Bailey. I got kicked out from the comments because of it. My question is, where does the hypocrisy lie? As in, why do these smarks get SJW-ish about men being pigs and calling us out for being like that, but at the same time, all over the internet, they're just like us. Why is it like that? P.S. Disco and Conan versus Crazy and hugely book it. No, do not book that.
Let's suspend this guy.
Yeah, suspension.
Rain or shine.
Joe, I don't see you writing it down.
So my
Suspend
question is,
this
where does
guy.
No, I'm gonna
hypocrisy-
write down. I was just reading the email.
Well, just wrestling fans are just weird. Like, they don't want you to objectify the women, but the women's Instagrams pages, they got their hanging out.
Or their OnlyFans, Di. Don't forget about
Right.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, so it's like, it's just. I mean, there is hypocrisy in that, but I don't know what you're going to do about it. So.
But he's getting suspended, Joe. Just so you know,
Rain or
because
shine,
you're
yes.
talking about a match between two former pro wrestlers against one backyard wrestler and one bedroom wrestler. That would be a 60-second squash us over you guys. Even in my weakened state, I would shake and bake these two J-Brones.
So is this?
What do you
so
think
is
about
this
that, Disco?
Well, this is funny. This is an email from Joe coming up here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you read this email, do you have any comment, or do you have any comment, Joe, on what I just said?
No, I agree. And it would be an honor. It would be an honor to lay down for you fellas.
To get
Right.
squashed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, next is from
Yuki's a wild card, though. I don't know if we could trust him out there.
Joe submitted an email with a Twitter thing here about
All right.
Punk Alvarez.
Let me explain this. So last week, Punk came out against Alvarez on Twitter. Alvarez was reporting stuff about Punk, having his image taken off the promotional materials for Collision, and there's problems and this and that. And Punk and Alvarez apparently have had heat for years. Right?
Well, he called him out before he ever went to New York and said he would never main event or anything.
Okay, that's the clip I was going to play. But
Yeah, just you don't have to play the clip.
Okay, yeah.
Alvarez was talking about Punk before he ever went to New York and said this guy's never going to main event.
But how long is? Wait 1 second, Disco. How long is the clip?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Play it, because I've never heard it, and a lot of people probably never heard it, but you have. So
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 2:19. I don't know. And the reason I wanted to play it is because Alvarez is saying a lot. I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him, but this is a little suspicious,
Such as? Because everybody deep down really knows the answer. Do you really need Dave to tell you? I see. And, CM Punk, every couple of weeks somebody posts a CM Punk question. You think CM Punk's going to make it big? You think CM Punk's going to, what's the future for CM Punk? Future for CM Punk is the present, basically. Mm-hmm. He might rise a little bit higher, but the ECW brand is in trouble. CM Punk is not in this lifetime going to be a main eventer on SmackDown. CM Punk in this lifetime is not going to be a main eventer on Raw. If you'd like to get mad at me for making these statements, if you'd like to take it out on me, you may be my guest. Or you can just wait a couple of years and look back and realize that, in fact, I was calling it like it is. And I have nothing against Mr. Punk. I realize he stole young Maria.
He did break your heart once.
A year ago on Christmas
Day.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Eve, one of the two.
But seriously, I was never going to meet Maria in my life. Let's look at things realistically. This has nothing to do with any of that. He doesn't have the WWE look.
Mm-hmm.
He is not the classic WWE worker.
No.
He will always have people in positions of power that hate him.
Yes.
And thus, he will be here for the rest of his life. And if this saddens you, like I said, don't yell at me.
Yeah.
I am not a booker. I don't even work for WWE. I'm never there. I'm just telling you.
All right, that's good, Joe.
Yeah, and Punk and
Bro, that did not age well.
yeah, and
This was 17 years ago.
Punk's Instagram
Oh,
tweet,
17.
Yeah, it was 2006 he was saying this.
or Punk's Instagram post alluded to the fact that he thinks Alvarez has always had a problem with him because Alvarez had a crush on the girl Maria that Punk dated, which Alvarez mentioned there. So I don't know. You know,
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, like those guys are, you know, that's just another long list of these guys they're not right about a lot of things. David Bentz, his subject is WWE equality equals viewer exhaustion. Dear K100 crew, I understand WWE narrative of pushing gender equality by having doubling specific match types such as Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, and Elimination Chamber in the same night. As a viewer, I feel this plays its toll, especially with the Royal Rumble. My question is, are you guys content with the WWE's current format? Should Royal Rumble structure 2 nights doing 1 Rumble each night? And would you eliminate other gimmick pay-per-views like Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber to then do them at separate times during the year? Wouldn't it be a bigger pop having 1 Money in the Bank ladder match at Mania and maybe another one at SummerSlam? Also, we heard Conan's dogs in the background, and one of the types he has in is DI a pet owner. Yeah, I've had cats and dogs in the past, so I've been a pet owner. I don't care. Royal Rumble 2 nights? Nah. I mean, their pay-per-view formatting's fine.
yeah,
There's nothing to change there. You know,
he's complaining that there's got to be 1 women's rumble and 1 men's rumble, and that is a little overkill. But to me, it also makes it more difficult to make the matches each special, you know, in the same night. But
yeah, but there's
I don't want to see 2 nights.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't want
No
to
way,
see
2
2 nights, man.
nights.
Come on,
Yeah.
that's enough. Enough of that.
Next is from Ian Inman. Subject is AEW long-term booking. Hey, fellas, hope everyone is well. My question is regarding AEW booking. If and when Evil Uno eventually loses a mask versus hair match against Jericho, only to reveal himself as Ralphus, would you be willing to give credit to Tony Khan his booking expertise? Y'all take care now. This from Ian.
Ralph has passed away, so that's incredibly disrespectful to the
The guy probably didn't know because I didn't even know it.
Yeah, no, he did. I saw Jericho tweet it.
I'll give Tony credit when he books some good stuff. I'm not, you know, there's not a lot of like every angle just involves just a sneak attack, you know, like so.
We haven't reviewed it yet, but like, what from Wednesday? Did you see the show on Wednesday, Joe? By the way, what were the numbers?
Most of it, yeah.
Because we haven't talked. What were the numbers?
That'll be interesting. Go home show. Let's see. They did AEW Dynamite ratings rebound. 846, up 4%. So
okay. So was there anything on the show, Joe or Disco, that made you want to see Double or Nothing?
No.
I'm still into Jericho and Cole. I thought the Sabu inclusion was kind of out of nowhere, bizarre. Yeah, it's good to see him get a payday and stuff, but and he'll probably put Jericho through a table, which is like watching Sabu do that.
And all the dirt sheet guys are doing their due diligence, bringing up old tweets from Sabu from years ago.
I knew that the minute he came out, I was like,
Yeah.
you know.
Bro, leave that guy. He's done. Let me just say this: out of so many wrestlers that we've wrestled with, Disco, he's up there and guy that had given so much to the business, man, and paid a heavy price.
And I always heard he was the kind of guy that, you know, he would pick up tabs or help guys out with money and stuff. And it's, you know, it's not really made public, but that's the kind of thing that he always did.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.